What is Big Bang? The predominant model for the advancement of the universe is the huge explosion theory. The enormous detonation model expresses that the earliest condition of the universe was an incredibly hot and thick one, and that the universe in this way extended and cooled. The model depends on broad relativity and on working on suppositions like the homogeneity and isotropy of room. A rendition of the model with a cosmological steady, lambda, and cold dull matter, known as the lambda CDM model. The lambda CDM is the easiest model that gives a sensibly decent record of different perceptions about the universe. The huge explosion model records for perceptions like the connection of distance and redshift of cosmic systems. The proportion of the quantity of hydrogen to helium molecules, and the microwave radiation foundation. The underlying hot, thick state is known as the Planck age, a concise period stretching out from time 0 to 1 Planck time unit of roughly 10⁻43 seconds. During the Planck age, a wide range of issue and a wide range of energy were gathered into a thick state, and gravity, right now the most vulnerable by a long shot of the four known powers. Powers is accepted to have been pretty much areas of strength for as the other crucial powers, and every one of the powers might have been brought together. Since the Planck age, space has been extending to its current scale, s. With an exceptionally short however extraordinary time of infinite expansion accepted to have happened inside the first 10⁻32 seconds. This was a sort of extension not quite the same as those we can see around us today. Objects in space didn't truly move, rather the metric that characterizes space itself changed. Despite the fact that items in spacetime can't move quicker than the speed of light, this impediment doesn't matter to the measurement administering spacetime itself. This underlying time of expansion is accepted to make sense of why space gives off an impression of being exceptionally level. And a lot bigger than light could go starting from the beginning of the universe. Inside the principal part of a moment of the universe's presence, the four basic powers had isolated. As the universe kept on chilling off from its unfathomably hot state. Different sorts of subatomic particles had the option to shape in brief time frames known as the quark age, the hadron age, and the lepton age. Together, these ages enveloped under 10 seconds of time following the enormous detonation. These rudimentary particles related steadily into ever bigger mixes, including stable protons and neutrons, which then framed more mind-boggling nuclear cores through atomic combination. This cycle, known as huge explosion nucleosynthesis, just went on for around 17 minutes and finished around 20 minutes after the enormous detonation. So hands down the quickest and least difficult responses happened. Around 25% of the protons and every one of the neutrons in the universe, by mass, were changed over completely to helium, with modest quantities of deuterium, a type of hydrogen, and hints of lithium. Some other component was just shaped in extremely small amounts. The other 75% of the protons stayed unaffected, as hydrogen cores. After nucleosynthesis finished, the universe entered a period known as the photon age. During this period, the universe was still unreasonably hot for issue to frame unbiased molecules. So it contained a hot, thick, hazy plasma of adversely charged electrons, impartial neutrinos and positive cores. After around 377,000 years, the universe had cooled an adequate number of that electrons and cores could shape the main stable particles. This is known as recombination for verifiable reasons. Truth be told, electrons and cores were joining interestingly. Dissimilar to plasma, impartial molecules are straightforward to numerous frequencies of light, so interestingly the universe likewise became straightforward. The photons delivered, decoupled, when these molecules frame can in any case be seen today. They structure the enormous microwave foundation, CMB. As the universe grows, the energy thickness of electromagnetic radiation diminishes more rapidly than does that of issue in light of the fact that the energy of a photon diminishes with its frequency. At about 47,000 years, the energy thickness of issue increased than that of photons and neutrinos, and started to overwhelm the huge scope conduct of the universe. This noticeable the finish of the radiation-ruled time and the beginning of the matter-overwhelmed period. In the earliest phases of the universe, little changes inside the universe's thickness prompted centralizations of dim matter continuously framing. Common matter, drawn to these by gravity, shaped huge gas mists and in the long run, stars and systems, where the dull matter was generally thick, and voids where it was least thick. After around 100 to 300 million years, citation needed, the main stars framed, known as Populus 3 stars. These were likely exceptionally monstrous, brilliant, non-metallic and brief. They were liable for the continuous ionization of the universe between around 200 to 500 million years and 1 billion years. And furthermore for cultivating the universe with components heavier than helium, through heavenly nucleosynthesis. The universe likewise contains a puzzling energy, conceivably a scalar field, called dull energy, the thickness of which doesn't change after some time. After around 9.8 billion years, the universe had extended adequately with the goal that the thickness of issue was not exactly the thickness of dull energy, denoting the start of the current dim energy ruled era. In this time, the development of the universe is advancing rapidly because of dim energy. Thanks for watching and listening.